Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do another episode of Spidey Classics. That's right, guys. We are on episode number 13, continuing Kraven's Last Hunt. That's right, guys. This story was written by J.M. DeMatteis, and the penciler was Mike Zeck. This particular part of Kraven's Last Hunt takes place in Web of Spider-Man, issue number 32. This is part 4, otherwise known as Resurrection. Probably one of my favorite all-time Spider-Man comic book covers. Him rising from the grave with the rain coming down on him, just the dirt just being puddled up, and it's just awesome. It's just a memorable and classic cover from the character. So dark and just if you've been around for years and reading comics, it's just one of those covers that sticks in your head. So really cool cover. Artwork in this particular issue continues to be absolutely stellar with this particular series. It's very dark, very simplistic in the beginning. Peter, you get to see just that eerie feeling that you get from this comic book. Dark spiders, people screaming, just small paneling, but it's just very eerie. It's always raining. Just check out this cover right here as Spider-Man's rising from the grave. Really great stuff here. Love the sound effects as you get to see right here with the what the thunder and lightning represent there. So awesome stuff. So in this part of Kraven the Hunter, what was this story about? What was this part? Well, in the last issue at the end, you wind up getting to see at that very last panel here, you get to see that here. You get to see Spider-Man's hand starting to pop up from the grave here. Okay? And then in this issue, it continues, and it starts off as it's like Peter is just like underground. He's in this place, and it's like he's trying to get out. And he comes across this guy named Ned Leeds, something is telling him to come out, and we get to witness that there. And as he's trying to make his way towards the top, he sits there and he says that I am the spider, I am a spider, spider am I, and he just starts being all delusional and crazy. And then he realizes is that I am Peter Parker, I emerged from the spider, and he comes to a little bit of a senses that he must get to Mary Jane. Mary Jane is the driving force that he must, rise from the dead or come up from the grave. And he feels that Kraven is calling him at the same time. So what happens is you wind up seeing Spider-Man finally come out from that grave. He pulls himself out of there. He lives. And he never truly got shot and killed. It was like this potion, this tranquilizer, but it might as well almost killed him, because when he goes into the church or the cathedral, we find out that he finds all these newspapers, and it says Spider-Man is berserk. He's been crazy. And Peter finds out that it's been 2 weeks. 2 whole weeks he's been under that grave, being knocked out and under this crazy tranquilizer. He starts trying to find some guys to see if he can get some, information on where Kraven is. But he wanted to find him his own way. But right away, the first thing he does is he winds up going to Mary Jane's into their apartment. And Mary Jane has some good narration in this book, wondering where Peter is. Is he a killer? Is he alive? Is he dead? And just as, she's almost basically given up hope here, here comes through the window is her beloved husband. And they share a really good moment in this particular part. And they kiss, they do whatever. And I think the cool thing is like you get the spider in the background, and I think that's really just symbolic. And no later than they spend a few hours together, Spider-Man, can barely talk. He's very weakened, and he's going to have to search for Kraven because Kraven has been using Spider-Man's name, and he's been killing people, and he feels that he has to stop what's going on here. And then by the time you wind up getting to the end of this issue, we see that Spider-Man comes to where Kraven is at, and Kraven realizes he's behind him, and a battle is just about to commence going into part 5. So that is the end of this particular issue. The next issue we'll be talking about is part 5, otherwise known as Thunder, which it takes place in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 294. This particular issue was great because it didn't really focus on Kraven this time. It focused on Peter, and it was the first time in this particular series that the book focused on Peter, and it focused on the resurrection on Peter. And you got to really love his tenacity about going after Mary Jane, that driving force of what made him, get out of that grave. And also Kraven kind of calling him as well. Again, the book continues to be very dark with the black costume, being at nighttime. It's always raining. Just really, really a wonderful read. I enjoyed this. Vermin is here, but he's trapped in a cage. So awesome stuff. Can't wait to see what happens in part 5 and part 6, the conclusions to this particular series. But again, Kraven's Last Hunt is one of the most memorable stories of Spider-Man's history. It's one of the best stories written, in my opinion. It's something so different, something that we weren't used to seeing back in that day, and it holds up very strongly today. So after reading this particular issue, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. So guys, until the next Spidey Classics review, this is Mike Spider Center signing off, and thanks for watching, everyone. See you real soon. Bye.